More than 2 millennia ago, in the quiet forests of northern India, a dedicated practitioner sat attempting to steady his awareness. Externally, his posture was resolute and unmoving, but internally, his attention was being completely dismantled by a chaotic storm of memories, past conflicts, and persistent feelings of resentment. He was experiencing an intense cognitive drain, his mental energy wasting away on imaginary arguments with people who had wronged him. Realizing his inability to sustain focus, he went directly to the teacher. He looked at the Buddha and admitted that his internal discipline had collapsed under the weight of intrusive thoughts. The response he received was not a vague lecture on positive thinking. It was a highly structured psychological field manual for the human brain. This text is preserved in the ancient Pali Canon as the Vitakkasanthana Sutta, the discourse on the stabilization of thought. The Buddha explained that the human intellect cannot find peace by frantically fighting its own negative patterns. You do not stop an intrusive memory by obsessing over why it occurred. Instead, you employ the exact technical principle of replacement. In the original scriptural text of the Vitakkasanthana Sutta, the Buddha defines the method in these exact words. Just as a skilled carpenter or his apprentice might knock out, remove, and extract a coarse peg by means of a fine one, so too when a bhikkhu gives attention to some other sign connected with what is wholesome, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion are abandoned in him and subside. This is your primary operating rule when handling any complex task or workplace routine. The moment an unhelpful memory loop or an external family conflict attempts to hijack your attention, you do not engage with it. You do not debate it. You instantly redirect your processing power towards a demanding, objective work target. You drive out the emotional friction by striking your active task with absolute mechanical execution. This psychological blueprint was practiced by the Buddha through a real, historically recorded case of extreme public character assassination. When the Buddha arrived in the city of Kosambi, a powerful royal queen named Magandia, who harbored a deep, malicious personal resentment towards him, hired mobs from the local populace to destroy his peace. As the Buddha walked through the streets, crowds blocked his path, hurling venomous insults, shouting false accusations, mocking his background, and staging a coordinated public ambush designed to collapse his internal posture. The abuse was so severe that his chief attendant, Ananda, panicked under the stress, losing his processing battery and begging the Buddha to flee the city entirely. But the Buddha looked at the shouting crowd with a completely flat, expressionless face. He did not launch a frantic verbal retaliation or try to argue his case to an ignorant ecosystem. Instead, he executed a clinical act of tactical disregard. He told Ananda that a war horse entering battle naturally absorbs arrows fired from all directions without breaking stride. He treated the public malice like empty background noise, shutting his data transmission line and refusing to grant the crowd a single bite of emotional feedback. This matches the exact defensive maneuver the Buddha prescribes when an intrusive mental distraction attempts a second wave of attack on your mind. He should not give attention to those thoughts. He should be unheeding of them, just as a man with good eyes who did not wish to see forms that had come into his field of vision would close his eyes or look away. So too he should be unheeding of them. If low status environments or difficult personalities demand your emotional energy, you do not step forward to offer a defense. You do not grant them a single line of data feedback. You do not owe an explanation of your silence or your independent lifestyle to a critical audience. Closing your eyes to the local static is the highest form of self preservation. If the internal distraction mounts a final aggressive resistance, the practitioner must abandon subtle techniques and enforce absolute physical dominance over his own biology. The Buddha describes this final threshold with uncompromising clarity. With teeth clenched and tongue pressed against the roof of the mouth, he should squeeze, crush, and defeat the bad mind with the good mind. Just as a strong man might seize a weaker man by the head or shoulders and squeeze him, crush him, and defeat him, so too he should defeat the mind. This physiological override is your ultimate structural fallback position. When the neural architecture refuses to settle, you sever the link between thought and flesh by physically clamping your internal engine. You anchor your posture, you solidify your breath, and you freeze out the psychic noise through sheer biochemical containment. A quiet workspace functions not as an escape hatch but as a fully protected space for deep focus. The surrounding environment will always seek to pull attention back into shallow loops, desperate to trace metrics, audit coordinates, and reduce momentum to a local baseline. These intrusions fail because their entire system depends on immediate validation seeking friction and external applause. The horizon is secured simply by remaining completely silent, dropping unyielding operational blocks in total darkness while underlying progress compounds outside their field of vision. Let absolute indifference be the final defeat.